All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, we are live in full effect with the one, the only, the legendary Ganxsta Nip right here live on the line. How are you doing this evening?
Yo, what's up? I'm doing excellent. I'm doing great, man. I'm great tonight. You know what I'm saying? God is good. That's what's popping, yeah?
Hey, man, I first and foremost got to say, man, thank you for mailing me those autographed CDs, man. I got to say, I love your new record, man. It's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, man.
Hey, man, you are most certainly welcome. But we most definitely will touch base on the new record later on in the interview. But I got to start off from the beginning there, Nip. Like, what actually sparked the legendary career of Ganxsta Nip? Like, what actually made you decide to get into the industry to begin with?
And I grew up on music, man, in my household. So, you know, my man always did nothing but listen to music. She used to spin records, before DJing came, back in the game, they used to call it spinning records. And she would do that. She was in, a number of groups as a singer, so, I guess the music was just in my blood. I just didn't know, where I would take it.
And also, man,
Yeah.
I read as well that in 1987 you actually joined the South Park Coalition. I was wondering, man, how did yourself and the other members get connected? Because over the years, man, SPC really grew into such a huge collective.
Man, it grew, from being, I went to a school called Jesse H. Jones, a high school. And, Carino went to a school called Ross Sterling. And, I was just hearing about him. He was hearing about me. So at that time, it wasn't number battle rapping, all over the street. Battle rapping was the order of the day. So, eventually we had to lock up. And the homie Murder One in the STC, shout out to Murder One, he made it happen. At that particular time, if you wanted a credible battle, you had to go through Murder One. Crazy, man.
And I gotta say, Murder One's a phenomenal individual as well. I had the opportunity to welcome him on the radio station. And I gotta say, man, he actually put together a really dope radio show, actually, as of recently.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. You talking about Murder One?
Murder One, yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. Murder One is a vet, Murder One is an OG, so Murder One is very, very equipped with the game and the knowledge of the game. A lot of cats don't have the knowledge of the game. But, Murder One went to school with me. He went to Jesse H. Jones with me, so he was right there the whole time. So if anybody can tell you other than me and Reno, it would be Murder One.
And also as well, you were actually a part of another group as well called the Forever Deaf Crew. I was wondering, man, how did yourself and Klondike Cat actually get connected? Like, what's the story behind that phenomenal duo?
Well, the story is, man, Klondike Cat again went to Jesse H. Jones with me. You know what I'm saying? He's like a year too older, so I actually went with him. And at that particular time, man, Klondike was the best at Jones. Cat doesn't get enough credit. Cat was the best, for a while, man. And what happened, I started hanging with Cat. He was in another group, with a guy called CKOR-DB. He used to be a cartoon. He used to say, Klondike Cat, always get his mouse. Back in the game, he used to be a cartoon. So him and CKOR-DB, they did a group together, and I was just there. So that's how I learned the structure of rap. Through Klondike Cat. He never wrote anything or anything for me, but just being around just rubbed off on me. But remember, I had music already in me. I just didn't, know where I would take it because, I played the alto saxophone, so I've been playing the alto since junior high school all the way through high school. So the music was always there. He just had to formulate and come out in its own direction, which is, I called it psycho rap at the time.
And I gotta ask you
It's
this as
something
well,
good.
man, because as we already know, you are actually the originator of horrorcore rap style, man, which actually paved the way for many legendary individuals from East Coast to West Coast. I want to know, how does it feel to know that you're actually you're the first artist to actually do that style of hip hop?
Well, I just thank God, man. Like I said, I didn't really know what, I would do, in rap. When I learned, I just wanted to be different. But, I'm a big Ice-T and T-shirt fan. So at that particular time, man, I was heavy on Ice-T and T-shirt. And, Ice-T would always, he always had the hard rhyme. So I always loved the hardness, of the rhyme, the extreme, punchlines. I didn't want to do the regular punchline. I wanted to just do something different, and that's what being creative is. I'm an original, even though a lot of cats don't really want to give me that tag, but they can't help it because it's in 1991 when South Park Psycho came out, there was no albums worldwide that was horrorcore, and
And
that's just what it is. Then I wrote the Chucky for Bushwick, which was a blessing.
and also,
Whether you go ahead.
I remember when the South Park Psycho, man, that song that you actually dropped, man. One of the verses in Slaughter, man. Every time I hear it, it makes me just sit back and go, "Oh shit!" When you actually said they found his leg in his car and they found his head behind Walgreens, I remember sitting back and I was like, "Yo, man." In my personal opinion, that anti-cop verse literally kicks NWA's ass, and I'm an NWA fan. I have to say that. That's just taking that stuff to a whole new level, man. But back in those times, it was most definitely warranted.
Well, one thing about NWA, man. They created the group gangster rap. I'm a big Ice Cube fan, so I wouldn't say that it eclipsed NWA because I was inspired by NWA, so I would never say that. Cube, Dre, Ren, DJ Yella, those are legends. So I would always give that card to them. I have a song out right now called "You Leave Us No Choice," and I have Ice Cube samples, Easy E samples, inside of the song. It's another cop song, and it's all over YouTube on my channel. The Real Gangsta Nip, DA-REAL Gangsta Nip. So you guys can go and check that out, and you can also subscribe to the channel, The Real Gangsta Nip. Remember, it's DA-Real Gangsta Nip, GANXSTANP. Yeah.
And as you actually mentioned a few moments ago, that you actually did the writing for the Ghetto Boys track called Chucky, I gotta ask you, how did that opportunity arise for you? And of course, what was it like just working alongside the Ghetto Boys?
First of all, I have to shout out to Scarface for actually discovering me and bringing Jay Finch to see me. So I give all the credit to Scarface, for being at the club and watching me win these rap contests and bringing Jay Finch, to hear me. So it was definitely an honor, man. Rest in peace to Bushwick. Shout out to Scarface. Shout out to Jay Prince. Shout out to Rap a Lot. It was an honor doing that because at the time, man, I was the only one, doing, that style of rap on a grand, scale, on a worldwide level. A lot of cats say this person, that person, but South Park Psycho, man, coined horrorcore. I mean, it is what it is. You just have to tell the truth about it. Early 91, late 90, around that time. Name me an album that was 100% horrorcore besides South Park Psycho. There was none. Would you agree?
Oh, I gotta say, I most definitely agree with you. You were you were the only person really doing that hardcore, that horrorcore stuff back then.
I know, man. It was just like I said, I just wanted to be different, man. I'm always original. I don't like to do anything like everybody else does it. At the time, Ice-T created Ganxsta rap, which is my idol. He would have real hardcore rhymes, man. The rhymes would be, his rhymes would blow my mind. His voice, his voice tone. See, Ice-T uses a lot of voice tones. See, this is what a lot of cats don't use. They rap in one voice tone on every song. See, so, I studied Ice-T, and, the tone of his voice set the tone for different songs. So, now with Too Short, I actually got my musical style because I was raised up in a household of people that listen to funk. So if you listen to my songs, it's always going to be funky. It's always going to have a groove because funk makes your head move instantly. If the track is funky, your head is going to nod, automatically. So that's what it was.
And just before we move off the topic of like the Ghetto Boys and whatnot, I gotta ask you, like, because obviously, like, like the late great Bushwick Bill passed away not too long ago. So for the fans that don't really know Bushwick, like, what was one of your most memorable moments just being able to be in the studio with him, man? Because in my personal opinion, man, Bushwick is actually one of my favorite artists.
Well, Bushwick is a straight up legend. Shout out to the Ghetto Boys. Shout out to Uncle Willie D. Shout out to Scarface. It was an honor. My favorite moment was just being in the room with him. Writing the Chucky. We were all in the same room. We had Jay Prince took us to Galveston. We rented a beach house. For like the weekend, and that's where we came up. We came up with it. When Jay tell you to write something, you try to do. You're gonna try to do your best. To make him smile. When Joe's smiling, everybody's smiling. So at that time, I just had the energy, for what I do, like I do now. I still have it. It's just the spirit of what you do, being passionate about the things that you do, and being around people that make you, that bring out the best in you, like Scarface, Willie D. Bushwick, Jay Prince, and the whole Rap Alive family. So I was actually blessed to be able to, to be around, brothers, of that nature, Carino, Nola Ram, Dope E, Egypt E, Klondike Tough, AC Chill, Rest in Peace, DBX, PSK, Point Blank. So, I just was just blessed, man, being in the right situation, at the right time.
And also as well, like, pertaining to Rap a Lot Records, like, how did that record deal initially come to be for you, man? Because I know, like, obviously you're back then you were one of a kind hip hop artist, man. You were the only one really doing the horrorcore rap style. So did that actually play a part in actually you getting signed to Rap a Lot, or what they just discovered you for other reasons?
I was at the club and Scarface heard me rap and he loved the way I rap, and he said the next week at the next rap contest that he would bring Jay Prince, to see me, and he was, Scarface is a man of his word, so that's what he did. It was a Friday night, and after I won that rap contest, which was the fourth rap contest straight, he asked me to rap inside of a restroom, and it was me, Faith, Ghetto Boy, not Ghetto Boy, but the bodyguards of Jay Prince. And I was just going with no beat. I was just spitting hardcore rhymes. And that particular night, this was about 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. So he loved what he heard because it was original. And then that Saturday morning at that same club, he signed me. $20,000, man, you know, and there you have it.
Hey man, I gotta say $20,000, man. You know what I mean? Sounds like a pretty damn good deal in my personal opinion, especially back in the early '90s, man. That was a lot of change.
Yeah, well, that 20,000 was like 100,000. You know what I'm
Hey, well, you know what? I gotta say it was an amazing opportunity, and it led to a lot of amazing things as well. Because when you actually dropped that record as well, South Park Psycho, I remember you actually put the stamp of the South Park Coalition on there, and it actually helped the whole group actually get worldwide recognition.
saying? Yes, sir. You know, I was blessed, like I said. You know, I was blessed to hang around, you know, legendary rappers before their time. You know, Reno is a legend. You know, Dopey of the Terrorists is a legend. You know, Egypt E is a legendary producer. Triple Six is a, you know, which is now Triple X, is legendary DJ. You know, AC Chill is legendary. Rest in peace. Murder One is a legend right now. So, you know, anytime you're hanging around other legends, you know, I mean, you can't help but to get better. Night steel sharpens steel, and it's still going on today. You know what I'm saying? Klondike Cat is a legend. So, like I say, man, I'm blessed, man, because actually I was the last to learn how to rap. I was the last to learn, but God made me the first to earn. You know what I'm saying? So I was able to come back and get my people, put them on the album, and show love like, you know, God would have wanted me to do. So that's what I did.
And also, as well, you were actually a founder of your own record label titled Psych Ward Entertainment. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about your label, and of course, who's currently signed to you today?
Well, you know, it's like this, man. You know, psych ward is, you know, when you hear the word psych ward, you know, you'll think of something negative. You know, it has its, you know, its negative spill, but everything I do has a flip side. That's why you have Ganxsta Nip and Brother Nip. You know, psycho, the word psycho, you know, is negative on one side, but it's positive on the other side. So, psycho means a person showing young children how to overcome. You know, the ward. The ward is another word for hood. You understand? So I just took the O off and it's just psych ward, you know. Just, you know, psychologically clean your mind to overcome the hood, to do greater, you know, bigger and better things. You know, so, you know, I currently, you know, I have people like, you know, my little homie in Deep Short, King X, Hallucinate, that's one of my people that I'm gonna sign, you know, real soon. You know, I have a few more other people that you know that's coming. You know, they don't want me to say their name right now, but I'm gonna get with them real soon. You're gonna see a lot of things coming from Sideboard Entertainment. I'm just trying to get this bread real quick so I can show love like I always do.
Hey man, you know what I gotta say, you know, it sounds like Psych Ward Entertainment is most definitely shaping up, man. I'm excited to see who you actually reveal is signed under you, man, because I gotta say, whoever is signed, they're most definitely in for a treat being signed to the one and only Ganxsta Nip.
And you know, like I said, man, it's a blessing, man. You know, before I move on, man, I want to send a shout out to my homie, Hardcore Montana, man, for hooking me up with you guys. Because it was Hardcore Montana who told me about you guys. So I have to send shouts out, you know, to him. You know, it's a real good brother, man. My homie out of Memphis, man. We did the song I Got Heart together. And, you know, I just like to thank him because, you know, we have a lot of work that we're getting ready to do. And, you know, that's one of my best people, man. You know, so shout out to Hardcore Montana, but then I got another little homie in Alabama, man, Papa Caesar. Papa Caesar is a real good brother. He has his own label, Airport Records. You know, we've done a lot of songs together too. So he's coming. Remember the name, Papa Caesar. You know, Airport Records. You know what I'm saying? He's cold blooded, and like I said, my little homie King X. You know, they call him Hallucinate, which is a hardcore / country rapper. Also, you know, the homie Mastermind from from that's out of Detroit with my homie Russ from Fallen Angels Entertainment. But I have my other homie Hell's Rage that's in out of Cincinnati, man. You know what I'm saying? Those are my white brethren, my peoples, man, my brothers, man. Shout out to Roland, BKB, Almighty Vic, and Miss Heather. Those are my people too. So, I have a lot of people, man, that's down with the psych ward. See what we do. Psych ward is really a family. You don't really have to actually be signed to me because, these are people who I do songs with. All the time who I fuck with. So, those are my people, man. Like I said, the group is called Hell's Rage. They coming hard, man. Trust me. That's how I get down.
And also, one of your most recent releases is actually titled "The Great Adventures of Nip Turner," man. And I gotta say, like I said earlier on in the beginning of the interview, just a phenomenal record. I gotta admit, I played it back like 5 times in a row, man. Like, just that's some real rugged raw hip hop. But for the listeners that haven't checked it out, whereabouts can they actually snag themselves a copy of this record? And of course, like, if you can, what can they expect from it when they do actually when they slide it in their CD player or give it a digital download?
Well, man, the Great Adventures of Nip Turner, man, is a conscious hardcore record, man. It's giving honor to the homie, Nat Turner, who helped my people, try to get them to come out of slavery, man. So I just wanted to just, enlighten people and teach the hood about Nat Turner. That's why I call myself Nip Turner. I try to bring his spirit, to the record, But like I say, the record is just talking about topics that's going on, today, like President Swag. That's the song, talking about the president, Biden, Trump before he left, I have a song called The World We Live In, which is talking about, stuff that's just going on, in the world. See, that's another thing. See, Brother Nip is the conscious side of Ganxsta Nip. Now, right on your record, on your show, I'm going to let people know that I'm creating what I call now, conscious core. See, it's horrorcore mixed with conscious, but on a street level. So I invented horrorcore, now conscious core, before somebody else tried to coin that. Now, you're the first one to ever hear that title, Conscious Core, and right on Outlaw Radio, you heard?
Hey, man, I gotta say, I love when legendary individuals like yourselves, man, actually drop some exclusives like that, man. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna say, make sure you keep your eyes peeled, ladies and gentlemen, because Ganxsta Nip ain't done. He's coming full force.
Yeah, especially with this Greatest Harris new album, which is a Ganxsta Nip record, Greatest Harris Volume 2. Man, I have a tribute to Bushwick on there. I have a song called Finger Sharpener, like a pencil sharpener. Finger sharpener, man. It's back to that lip shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And all you have to do is go, iTunes. You can go on, all digital platforms. Just type my name in, Ganxsta Nip, but spell it right. GANXSTA, or type in Brother Nip, BROTHERNIP. And you can get everything you need to get, Now, if you want the hard copies, you can get them from me. You just have to PayPal me at rowdy.w@yahoo.com, which is ROWDY.w@yahoo.com. And it's $15, $10 shipping and handling for the USA, and $15 shipping and handling for overseas. So, you can get any one of those records, I currently have 4 records out right now, and you need to get them. It's 2 Brother Nips and 2 Ganxsta Nips, so you're in there.
And I gotta say right here, ladies and gentlemen, as we are speaking on the phone, to the legendary Ganxsta Nip. I got my records in my hand, and I gotta say these are most definitely worth the purchase. I gotta say there, Ganxsta Nip, I actually had the creator of horrorcore a while ago, man, but I ended up misplacing my copies, so I'm glad that I actually bought it from the legendary Nip himself this time.
Oh man, that album right there, it's just a signature album, man. Just letting people know, that I did create it, create it, whether you like it or not. A lot of cats really don't want to give me the card, but they can't prove me wrong in saying that I didn't create it. Like I said, there was no albums that went worldwide in, early 91 that was horrorcore but mine. I have gold plaques, platinum plaques. The album went platinum. It hit Billboard twice. So you can't front that, It is what it is.
And most definitely, you have the accolades to prove it as well. You know what I mean? Like when you get when it goes platinum, you get a plaque. So people can't front because all you have to do is just point at your wall and be like, "So the plaques are lying now."
Yeah, you can't front that. I also went gold and platinum when I wrote the checkers for Bushwick. I have gold and platinum plaques for that. So it is what it is, man. You can't front that. And right today, man, you can't. You're not gonna beat me doing horrorcore. That's just what it is. It is what it is. You might can beat me doing, some other shit, but this horrorcore shit, ain't nobody fucking with me with that horrorcore shit. It is what it is.
But quickly before we wrap things up there, Nip, I gotta ask you, man. So this is the time in the interview, right quick, that I give the individual that slides into the radio station airwaves just a chance to give shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to, and of course your social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and stay updated on everything Ganxsta Nip if they're not already doing so.
Yeah, man. First of all, I would like everybody to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's where the meat of my stuff is. Like I said, it's called The Real Ganxsta Nip, but it's DA-Real Ganxsta Nip. My YouTube channel is cold. I'm currently doing a series called Take It or Let It Alone. That's where, I pick the topic and I talk about the topic and you can take it or let it alone. You know what I'm saying? I talk about horrorcore. I talk about things that's going that's going on in the world right now. And, it is what it is. But you can go to Twitter and at PsychoNip, that's my Twitter. You can go to Facebook and just Rowdy Williams, which is my first name, ROWDY Williams. And I have like 3 pages, so the one that I'm always on is the one with the picture, the profile picture of the great adventures of Nip Turner. So when you see the great adventures of Nip Turner as a profile, then that's the page that you really can talk to me on and hit me on. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing with Instagram. Just type in Rowdy Williams. It'll take you right to it. ROWDY Williams. And go to any digital platform and just check out all my records. I have 4 records out. I have the Greatest Horrors Volume 1, which is a Ganxsta Nip record. I have the Creator of Horrorcore, which is a Ganxsta Nip record. Then I have the Conversation with the Gangsters, which is a Brother Nip record. Then I have the Great Adventures of Nip Turner, which is a Brother Nip record. Now I'm coming with Greatest Horrors Volume 2. Probably be out 2 months, which is the Ganxsta Nip record, man. It's serious, man. That's the one with the song Finger Sharpener and, a whole host of other, records that's, that you will love. Those Nip fans gonna love that. It's gonna prove to you again the originality of horrorcore, because a lot of cats are not really doing horrorcore. They're doing a lot of wicked words. If you don't have the detailed imagery, then you're not really doing horrorcore. It has to be structured, properly. You have to be able to draw a picture and, as if you was watching a movie, but without the screen. The lyrics, is the picture, and your mind is the movie screen. write where you can see what I'm saying inside of the song. So if you're not doing that, then it's not horrorcore. You're just mixing a bunch of wicked words together, calling it horrorcore. That's why you guys are not effective. You know what I'm saying? Like been able to do for 30 some odd years. You feel me?
And I gotta say as well, quickly, that Finger Sharpener song, man. I gotta say that actually, I'm actually excited to hear that joint, man. I really am. I really like that. You know what I mean? It sounds like some real rugged, raw, like going back to the old days Ganxsta, man. I really like that.
Yeah, man. That Finger Sharpener shit, man. That shit trips me out, man. You know. That shit trips me out. The way I write today, man, I still don't even know how I come up with this shit. That's how I know that I was, that it was meant for me to create this shit, because it's just in me to write that. It's just in me. That's why I want to, get into horror movies. And you know what's crazy? I don't even like horror movies, man. But
really?
I can write a gangster nip song in 10 minutes. Well, it may take me an hour to write a brother nip song, but the nip shit is just quick, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just easy. And I'm like I say, man, I'm just blessed, man. I'm just blessed, man, to have a lot of good people that support me. Like I said, like the homie Hardcore Montana, who told me about you guys. That's a real good brother, man. I want to send shouts out to Isham, the creator of Acid Rap. I like to send shouts out to Brother Lynch the creator of Rip That. I like to send shouts out to Eminem. I like to send shouts out to ICP. See, I'm gonna tell you something about me, man. I'm not a hater. I'm a lover of great music and good people, man. So I just want my credit. I don't want everybody else's credit. I think Brother Lynch is a great artist. I think Esham is a great artist. I got love for my people in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? People like KDT, Killers Don't Talk. You know what I'm saying? My homie Mad Butcher, he's on the album. We did a song called Savages together. My homie Mastermind. So I'm just the type of brother, man, that's always, I'm always showing love, man. But don't get it twisted. I will.
Hey, man, it's true. The finger sharpener says it all. Don't get it twisted. You piss him off, he'll shove your finger right in there. But all jokes aside, though, Ganxsta, I gotta say, man, it was an honor to have you on my platform, man. Like, I grew up listening to your music. To be honest with you, I had a couple of your records taken away when I was a kid, but I went back to the record store and bought them again, so. Hey, man, they could take them away, but at the end of the day, they had Music World, which is kind of like the HMV of Canada here. So, as long as there was a Music World, there was always a Ganxsta Nip CD laying there. So, they could take it away, but at the end of the day, it's all support.
But look, that's how you know that it was authentic. If they took it, that means it did its job. See, it had to be scary enough for them to take it. If it was some bullshit, then they wouldn't have never took it. You feel me?
I grew up in like group homes and whatnot, man. So like, even like the smallest rap CD they would take away, but they didn't take away my allowance, which actually funded the CDs. So I don't know. They should have took the source away, in my personal opinion, but they weren't that smart. So.
You know what? I like to thank you guys for even purchasing the album. I'm gonna tell you something, man. This is what I hate. I hate when guys come to me that that want me to do interviews on their radio stations and this and that, but they don't even know what I'm currently doing. They have no idea. I don't really like to just talk about what I did on Rap Alive the whole interview, because I have 4 albums out, right now. So, I can't stay back in '91, So I like to bring people up to date, and I just like to give you guys, your pay homage to you guys for purchasing the albums with an S, and just letting people know, man, support. Don't just use the artist, to build your platform, to help your ratings. No, support the artist. And that's what I respect about you guys, and I'm very thankful and grateful to be on the show, especially with a homie like, Hardcore Montana that told me that, you should do, Outlaw radio. So that's a real homie. See, a real friend is going to want you to do, he's going to want for you what he wants for himself. And that's why I fucks with Hardcore Montana. That's why I fucks with my homeboy Papa Caesar from Airport Records out of Alabama, man. He's my people. That's why I fucks with Hell's Rage. That's why I get down with my homie King X Hallucinate. My homie Russ, which has Fallen Angels Entertainment, who puts out Mastermind, and I fucks with Mastermind. So, I just like, good people around me, man, that's real, that's not haters, and just willing to give me my props. It's nothing wrong with just saying I created it. It's nothing wrong with that, because you can't beat me doing it. If you think that you created it, then beat me doing it by putting me on the track. Then you'll see the difference. This is what I love about Eshawn. Eshawn put me on the track. Mastermind put me on the track. Hell's Rage put me on the track. My homie from KD2, Mad Butcher, put me on the track. So that, I respect that, man. And the song Savages is a monster. When you hear that, you're going to like that too. So like I said, man, subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Real Ganxsta Nip. And that way you can see what I'm doing, Every day I'm posting something. And you can check out, my series, Take It or Let It Alone. And like I said, you can take it or let it alone.
But I gotta say, Ganxsta Nip, thank you so much, man. And most definitely have yourself a wonderful night. And again, thank you so much for the autographed CDs. And whenever you drop your new project, make sure you let me know. I'll make sure I snag myself another hard copy as well.
Yes, sir, man. And when y'all hook the interview up, make sure you guys tag me in it, man, so I can promote it.
Most definitely. I should have it up here in about I would say roughly an hour. But I like to get it up as soon as possible. So I would say about an hour, latest hour and a half.
Oh, that's what's up, man. I like that. That's what's up.
Yeah, I don't like, man, even though we do our interviews live, because we're live on the air right now, but once I get off the air, I always convert it to a video, because I hate making people wait, because I know some people, they're just getting off work, or they have day-to-day stuff, and they want to re-listen to the interview, and some people take like months to get it back, and it's like, it's not that much work. You convert the audio to a video and run it up, so it's not that hard. So I try my best to not make individuals wait for their interview, and also the fans as well. I don't like keeping your fans or my fans waiting either.
Hey, so check this out. Before I get out of here, man, I have to shout out to my producer, D-Tag the General, man, because none of these things would be coming, to fruition without D-Tag the General. If you, like you said, you listen to that Nip Turner album, and you know those tracks are funky as hell. D-Tag is cold-blooded, man. Straight up, man. So I want to send shouts out to D-Tag. Shouts out to the Murder Master Movie Show, And I have good people all around me, everywhere. So, like I said, I'm just blessed, man. But none of this shit couldn't work without D-Tag. None of it. Trust me. So I'm so grateful to have D-Tag in my corner, Shout out to the little homie Sleepwalkers. Know the man. That's one of my artists right there. Know the man from the Sleepwalkers. I guess I'll just, put him out there. But, yeah, he's coming, man. My little Latino hardcore partner. See, one thing about me, I don't do hate, man. I innovate. I celebrate. I keep it real. know what I'm saying? Race is not a factor with me. I keep it 100 with real good people who are not scared to just simply say that I created it, man. It is what it is. So I just like to thank you guys, man, for having me. You know, it's more stuff coming from CKOR Entertainment. And make sure, you know, you subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Real Ganxsta Nip. And that's what's up.
Most definitely. Thank you so much again, Ganxsta Nip. Have yourself a wonderful night, and most definitely stay safe out there in Texas.
Hey. Let me say one more thing, man. I'm about to shout out to my homie Jordan King out of Alabama, man. That's my brother. My homie Jordan King. Without Jordan King, you know, a lot of times, man, I need that motivation, man. He always hit me up and keeping me motivated. Jordan King is a guy who has more Jordans than Michael Jordan. That's why I call him Jordan King. You know, his house, you know, 500 pair of Jordans, man, and they're all new, no old shit. You know what I'm saying? He's the coldest of the cold, man. Shout out to Jordan King. So shout out to D-Tag. I can't forget my people like that. Shout out to the SPC. And that's what it is, man. And it's about time for me to sign off, you know. It's about time for me to jump back in the casket. You know what I'm saying?